I'm just giving everyone a chance to pop on. We're going to do a few of these I'm really excited about today. I think you guys are going to enjoy what I've come up with. I've tried several different ways. I'll make sure that when I do this, you'll be able to see it, to get this to work. And I think I finally figured it out. And so I am excited about sharing how I did this with you guys. I'm just doing, this is not what I want. I don't want Gem Tack. I want Tacket. If I can't use Tacket, I can just use Mod Podge. I grabbed the wrong jar. But I'm going to use some Tacket and I'm going to water it down. If I can find my Tacket. And then I find that that's the best way to do it, simply because after I used all of the other glues, they didn't want to dry very quickly. However, we're not going to be doing the entire cup today, so I think that a little bit of wet Mod Podge will work just as well, because I'm really not doing Tacket. I'm only watering it down and using it as a glue. So put a little bit, all I'm doing is putting a little bit of Mod Podge, not much, just enough to water down. I have my cup. This came in our box. In this cup is also our, this is the pumpkin spice. And I tried it with this one right here, but you couldn't see the stars. But this is what I did with the, let's see, this was the Plumtastic that came in our boxes. So I tried it with this one. I do like this cup and I plan on doing more with it, but I wanted to make sure that you guys could see how I did the disappearing stars. Now, if they do what I really want them to do, you shouldn't be able to see them unless you put it under black light, which I have here. Not black light, well, they glow. All right, and here's just a little bit of water in my Mod Podge. Should work the same way as Tacket because it's just a glue. All right, the next thing that I did was I printed or cut out some stars, and I cut them out on, but this is stencil. This is not vinyl. And I'm going to put it on my shirt because I don't want it so sticky that I can't pull it up. So I put it on my shirt and pull it off, and it just takes off some of the sticky. So if you hear that, that's what that is. I don't want it, all I needed to do is to lay down slightly so that I can apply my stars. And it should come right back up. And you should be able to use this multiple times because it is stencil paper. And I get my stencil paper from Vivid on Amazon, or you could go to vividvinyl.com. This is just stencil paper. I'm also hoping after this is all done that I can use some of the Puzzle Tumblers vinyl. Isn't that beautiful? I just think it's gorgeous. But all right, so here's what we're going to do today. I have it on my little holder upper, and I have Puzzle Tumblers glow in the dark mica powder. Put that in a little cup here. Put that aside. And just like that. And so now I have my watered down Mod Podge and my stencil. And so I'm going to take my brush here. I had washed it, make it a little, take my Mod Podge and just paint over the stars that I cut with my silhouette. Like that. It's just glue, so all it's going to do is allow me to take my extra brush here. Isn't it gorgeous? Dip it into the powder and just tap it onto that glue. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything special, just tapping that on to the watered down mica powder. Excuse me, I'm not mica powder. Watered down Mod Podge. I'll get them all done before I pull this up. Make sure, okay. And guys, if you don't, and I'm going to do multiple, I'm not going to do this just one time. You need to do a couple of different layers of this. But if you don't have stencil paper, removable vinyl will work as well. It's good to have in your arsenal. Again, it's just watered down Mod Podge. And I'm just wetting my stars. Nothing special. I'm probably going to do this, and this Mod Podge dries very quickly, so yay for that. I'm going to probably do this one more time because it really does need to have several layers of this on here. I contemplated using a different color white. The whole room's going to glow in a little bit. Because she has this chunky glow mix, but I don't want my glitter to glow. I want my stars to glow, just because that's what this whole cup is about. And after I pull this off, I'm going to seal it and then let it dry a little bit. And you shouldn't see the stars too much, but if you do, it's okay. You just want them to be seen mostly in glowing. This is my third layer. Then we'll turn the cup and move on to the next side. I cannot see any of your comments today because of the way I have to put my camera for you to see what I'm doing. So if there are any questions, I promise you all I will answer them as soon as I get back onto my phone. But this is just an easy way to make glow-in-the-dark stars, just with our mica powder. All I'm doing is rubbing that on top of the wet, watered-down Mod Podge with my stencil paper. A star that I completely missed. How do I miss that star so many times? I found my stars on Google, because I know somebody's probably going to ask that. All right. Now we're just going to pull up the stencil paper, and we'll have, with any luck, just the stars on here. There we go. Clean it up a little bit. And I'm going to go get my spray sealer because I need to seal this before I turn this and add more stars, but I don't know if it's already glowing or not. There we go. And her glow-in-the-dark mica is fantastic, guys. So if you don't have it, you need to make sure that you get it. It's probably going to be easier for you to see once I turn my lights off, but they are glowing. If you get any of the mica powder outside or anything outside, all you need is a Q-tip and some alcohol ink. All right. It's coming right off with me touching it. Let me get my spray. And so my goal with this was to have it so that you don't really, you know the stars are there, but I really didn't want them to show up until, don't do what I do, people. I'm just about to spray this inside, but I just want to seal it down before I turn it. My goal is that when you epoxy this, it disappears. And that the only time you'll ever actually see it is when you are coming in from UV. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit. But you can see it, but you can't. That's what I love about this. Now we're just going to turn. It's still slightly sticky, but it's not going to come off. We're going to turn our, and eventually I'm going to have to obviously sand this down. But as I said, I started 1 cup today and it didn't work. So I used Fast Set so that I could, there we go. Just wanted to line up so that I could get this done. So I actually epoxied this about 2 hours ago. So it'll really need to be worked on a little bit more. Easy, easy. And for anybody who's jumping on, all I did was water down some Mod Podge with some water. And this is the Puzzle Tumblers Glow in the Dark Mica powder. I'm just taking my brush and I'm wetting the stars on my, this is stencil paper. This is not vinyl. And you can reuse this if you decide to keep it. And I'm just putting wet Mod Podge onto my stars. And this time I don't think I'm going to brush it off. I think this time I'm just going to let it stay when we pull it up. It should be pretty. Okay, and then when this is all said and done and I have put one more layer of epoxy on it, I'm going to put a stencil that says, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, you don't know how loved you are." So I will upload that SVG with next month's SVG files. So if you decide to do this, you will have my SVG file. Now I'm going to take my bigger brush, dip it into the mica powder, and dab, 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 dab. And I'm not going to brush it off this time. I'm going to see, because the last one I noticed had some little streaks in it. I don't like streaks. Streaks are not good. All right. And then we'll do it again. And it looks like this is a little thicker, so that helps. Not brushing it off, so it shouldn't have to be as much this time. Add the mica powder, Mod Podge directly over the top one more time. Wow, that's a lot. Very good. And it dries clear. I tried, I got some UV, what's it called? I thought it was going to be a powder, and when it came in as just UV. So this is a neon cup, so I'm going to do a neon cup sometime really soon, because all of the paints that I got are neon, and they show best under black light, but they don't glow. They're just neon colors. So I'm going to come up with something for that. If anybody can think of something they might like me to do with that, let me know, because I now have these neon paints I can't do anything with right now. I wanted to do this one. I have been wanting to do this one, guys, for the last couple of days. I've been wanting to go and do it and say, haha, I already did it, but nah, I didn't think y'all would like that very much, because I know that there are several people that have wanted to see how I do this. But you have to have the glow-in-the-dark mica powder, guys. You have to. And it has to be the clear glow-in-the-dark mica powder. It can't be, well, it can be whatever color you want, but it's not going to be disappearing if you use other colors, because this one literally disappears. You'll be able to see some slight indentions of the stars, but you're not going to be able to see the stars themselves. I also am thinking about, when this is done, putting some rhinestones on it. Pull this up. Just like that. Oh, yeah. Now, there are some areas I will have to clean up. That's not a problem, because the glue does get up underneath it, but it's easily fixed. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Oop, I messed that star up. Oh, Jennifer, this is what happens when you get all slap happy and you start messing with things before you need to. I'm just going to take it off. There, told you, star. The star said, I don't care. That's okay. I'll probably put the twinkle, twinkle on this side. See how easy that came off? Before you seal it, make sure you clean it up. Like this star came off too. I'm messing with them. That's my biggest issue, is I mess with things. Excuse me, allergies. We're going to turn this, well, actually I'm going to seal it one more time. Because I don't want to move. A little bit of glitter in that one, but that's okay. I don't let stuff like that really bother me too much. All right, guys, and another thing I did, because it had to be done so quickly because of my other cup not working, is that when I spray painted my cup, I put the glitter directly on top of the spray paint. I let the spray paint dry, and then I applied my quick coat by Picket. And you can, it's usually dry within 2 hours. So now we have this many stars on here, and this is where the twinkle twinkle will go because of my taking. I might add another star to that, I don't know, but we're going to go over here and finish the side. My husband made this for me, so if you ever want something like this, the stencil for this holder is online. I think we found it on Pinterest. Nope. Well, I want to make sure it gets over on the side over here so I don't have to redo it too much. There we go. There's several colors of mica, so if you wanted to do this with another color, she has 2 or 3 of the glow in the, don't quote me on the 2 or 3, it may just be 2. But she has glow in the dark mica, and I love this stuff. It's so fantastic. All right, we're going to do this without making a mess this time. How does that sound? Make sure that this is down really, really well. Again, this is vinyl. I mean, this is stencil vinyl. It's not regular vinyl, because I wanted to make sure that I could pull it up. And when you cut, you keep the reverse of what you would normally keep. You would not normally keep this part. You would normally keep the stars that come off of it. But when you cut, you're going to remove, you're going to do a reverse weed. So a different type of reverse weed. You're going to leave what you would normally take off on the paper. All right. I missed one. You can tell because you can see around the outside of the stars whether or not you got it. Wet Mod Podge and glow in the dark mica powder from Puzzle Tumblers. And a dog who barks because somebody had the nerve to get in their car. Does anybody else have a dog that does that? Shame on whoever decided to get into their car. They're not even in here. Okay, I'm going to do one more layer just because I want to. One more layer of Mod Podge directly on top. And if you see how I'm adding this, I'm not rubbing it. I'm just patting it on, because if you rub it after you've put your first layer of Mod Podge in mica powder, you'll rub your mica powder right off. So I'm just patting it on so that I can, ooh, it's a lot. It's going to get underneath there. Make sure that what I've already put on there stays on there. I'm just thickening up what I've already put on there. And of course, I'm probably not going to be able to keep the watered down Mod Podge, but meh. I'm not really good at reusing things. Food, wet glue. This never happened. All right, now we will add another layer of the glow-in-the-dark mica powder. Tap, 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 tap. We did a lot of tap, tap, tapping today with the kids at school. Today we learned how to go on a bear hunt. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of that song. I'm sure y'all have. All right. And I'm not going to brush it off. I tried that once before. It brushes the mica powder off. All I'm going to do is blow on it and pull up my stencil. See, the glue got up underneath. That's okay. Let's see how... Right, I'm going to get my brush here and clean up some of the areas that the glue got under. And keep in mind, I'm doing this much quicker than I probably would normally. Normally what I would do is I would do a side and let it dry completely and then come back and do the second layer. I wouldn't do all the layers at one time, but I wanted you guys to know how I do it. So when you make your cup, make sure that you give it a chance to dry. If you're going to put any effort into making it, do it slowly. Because see right here, I need to clean up all the Mod Podge that's on here because it got underneath the stencil. And it normally wouldn't, because normally I let everything dry ahead of time. But again, I wanted to get this done. Oh, goodness. My water over here. Pull up some of that. So all I'm doing now is just tracing over the stars, which is what you would normally do. If you're going to make one, this is what you would do. You would do your stencil, then you would wipe off any extra doohickeys that are hanging out around. Doohickeys, is this a word? Yes, it is, I promise. It's not in the dictionary, but it's a word, because I said so. All right, a little bit more here. See, it's just a little water and it's just cleaning it up a little bit. So let's see what happens when I turn the light off. Probably going to see more of what I need to clean up. It's not automatically done. You know how that goes. You're cup makers. But this is how you make your disappear, because when the light is off of it, you're not able to see it as much. I'm going to clean it up. And then when the UV lights get on it, they glow. I got my UV light from Amazon. Let's see if this will... I'm going to turn on some lights, guys, and see how this works. You see the lights? There. Here we turn this one off. And there's our glowing lights. See? And that is... But when you turn your lights back on and you Mod Podge, they're gone. You can see them slightly, but once you get the Mod Podge on there, you should be able to see, you shouldn't be able to see them as much. Next, I'm going to, you clean this off with a little bit of alcohol and you can reuse this. Don't throw your stencil away, guys. Always save your stencils. After this dries, I'm going to sand down what I need to up here and apply another layer of epoxy. And then I'm going to use some of Puzzle Tumblers' new vinyl, isn't it beautiful, to put on here and seal it, and it will be all done. I'm gonna pull you up, guys. Yes, Suzanne, I did get my stencils online. I got them on Soap and Water will. Yes. Thank you, Suzanne. So cool. Yay. I'm so glad y'all like it. Silly question. Just soap and water to clean the brushes. Yes. All I do is I go up front. That's why I can't talk to y'all that much. I put a little bit of soap in my hand and I just rinse it around. But I also always make sure that it's standing straight up and down like that when I'm done, so it doesn't dry wonky. Why must my phone go crazy with text and phone calls now? Because everybody loves you, Linda. Did you just brush loose mica on there? Different kind of mica. This is the glow-in-the-dark mica from Puzzle Tumbler. So that's why it's glowing. Are you using that stencil for the words? No, no. I'm going to actually cut the stencil out. Debating. I may end up using printable vinyl because I really like the way it looks. But I will share my SVG with you, I promise. So does anyone have any questions for me? Was this what you were hoping it would look like? Because I'm telling you, I'm very thrilled with it. And I can't wait to get the vinyl on it and epoxy it so that I can show you guys what it looks like after it's all done. I know. Isn't that amazing? She has that online, guys. I'm going to link everything. You know I like to link everything that I use. But this right here, guys, she sells this. She's got this, and I can't wait to use this one. This is the one I'm looking forward to using. Look at how beautiful that is, guys. Seriously, if you like roses and you like holographic, yeah, well, guess what? She's got you covered. And then I just got this one in. She got some more, and she restocked. So, guys, if y'all need this, once I clean up my cup area, I'm going to try this. Please, and show me. I really want to see what y'all have to do. You have any questions, you know you can message me. I am always here for you guys. I don't know why I'm having to hold up my phone. It's not letting me. I'm having to hold up my phone, and I don't know how to tighten it without moving all over the place, so I'm just going to keep holding my phone. Anyway, so that is the disappearing stars. Again, you still see it slightly right now because they're raised. They're still slightly wet. I do need to clean them a little bit, and then I am going to seal them, and I'm going to let it sit overnight, and then I'm going to epoxy it. And then we'll go from there. So we're going to see how well it shines and how well it glows after the epoxy's over the top. You shouldn't be able to see the stars then. This idea was given to me by somebody on Pinterest who did the Harry Potter feet that go up the cup. And, you know, in Harry Potter, they say with the Marauder's map. It was really cool. And then there was another Harry Potter one that I saw where they had the little saying in there, and it disappeared because it wasn't under UV light anymore. So I'm sealing with I always use this. I've used triple thick for forever because you don't need as much, because when you spray it, it's like spraying it 3 times. That's it. Up to no good. So yeah, that's what she did. That's what gave me the idea to try this. So we're going to cross our fingers, and tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like under epoxy. I am so happy I got to do this one. And tomorrow on regular channel, we are going to be doing Tacket dots, guys. Dots. Seriously, I found the Tacket dots, and we're going to be doing this on a cup. So come over tomorrow at 7 o'clock on the regular channel, and we'll get these done. All right. Thank you for joining me. You guys be safe out there and be kind to one another. Bye.